Let us look at consumer behavior and how consumers seek to maximize utility given a limited budget. This we see on this graph here, where we have the y-axis and the x-axis, right? The y-axis and the x-axis given the budget line, and we see that the consumer maximize utility where the indifference curve meets the budget line. So given this example here, it says that a man has an income of 120, so it's an income of 120 a week, and enjoys a beer at 4 rands and a hamburger at 5 rand. Given this utility function, 3xy squared, and x equals to beer and y equals to beggar. So we can now summarize that what we are given is that beer equals to x equals to 4 rands and hamburger equals to y equals to 5 rand. We're given an income of 120 and utility of function equals to 3xy squared. The first thing that you do is to now determine the budget line. And we know that the budget line is I equals to price of x times quantity of x plus price of y plus quantity of y, right? Times quantity of y. And we know that our income is 120 equals to, we said x equals to 4. So it's 4x plus 5y. Y equals to hamburger equals to 5. So now we know what our budget line is. It's equals to 120 equals to 4x plus 5y. The second thing that we look at, given this here, that we've already determined the budget line and we know what we are given. So we use the utility function to find MAUX, marginal utility of x, and marginal utility of y, right? And we know that MUX divided by MUY equals to PX over PY. So now we need to find marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y. Given we do that given the utility function, which is equals to 3xy squared. So we'll start with determining MUX, and we know that it's a derivative of x. So it's a derivative of x given this utility function, and therefore equals to 3y squared. And we also need to determine the marginal utility of y. So it's a derivative as well it's a derivative of the utility function, and it equals to 6xy. So now what we do is we substitute MUX and MUY into this here, our equation. But then at the same time, so we say 3y squared divided by 6xy equals to, we know P, the price of x, we said it's 4, and the price of y, we said it's 5, equals to 4 over 5. And when looking at it, we can see then that 3 cancels, and here it becomes 2, right? And we know that y cancels here and it cancels here. So at the end of it, what do we have? What are we left with? We are now left with y over 2x equals to 4 over 5, and it gives us y equals to 8 over 5x. So now we know what y is. So what we need to now find is to substitute this into our budget line so that we can find X. And we know that our budget line is 120 equals to 4x plus 5y. So we know that y is 8 over 5x. So we substitute that into our equation. And we get 120 equals to 4x plus 5. Here is our y, 8 over 5x. And what happens here is that 5 cancels and 5 cancels. And this 5 here cancels. And what are we left with? We are now left with 120 equals to 4x plus 8x. And this gives us 120 equals to 12x, and therefore x equals to 10. So now we know what x is. Now we substitute x into the budget line. So we substitute that x into our budget line, and we say 120 equals to 4 times 10 plus 5y means that 120 equals to 40 plus 5y, and therefore 120 minus 40 equals to 5y, and that gives us 80 equals to 5y, and lastly it gives us y equals to 16. So what does this mean? We've got x equals to 10 and y equals to 16. This all means that our utility is maximized when the man buys 10 beers and 16 beggars. And if you are asked for a utility value, you calculate this. You say utility value equals to, so you go back to our utility function, and equals to 3 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 16 squared, and this gives us 7680 utils, right? So I hope you understand this. If there are any questions, please put them in the comment section, and don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to get more sessions on microeconomics. Thank you for your time.